What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, so we're going to continue our coverage over the dawn of DC. Matter of fact, when it comes to DC Comics, they're no longer saying the dawn of DC. Really, all their books had removed those labels now. So now when you buy a new book, it's just going to be your regular comic book with no dawn of DC across the cover. Either way, we're going to continue our coverage over Tom King's Wonder Woman, and we do pick up with issues number 4 and 5. Now remember, when it comes to Tom King's first story arc, he had introduced a new character known as the Sovereign. Now when it comes to the Sovereign, he was kind of like this new character given to us to say that when it comes to the American government, the people that you may believe who could be in charge of the actual country is not really in charge. It's actually him. Now when it comes to the Sovereign, he's trying to remove anybody who may have connections to the mascara, mainly Wonder Woman. Now originally his main reason why, because what happened in Montana, a random Amazon killed off 17 people at a random bar in Montana, and so because of that, homeboy wants everybody who's from the mascara back to their island, out of America. Now the second reason why, because, well, mainly because of Wonder Woman, because she is a superwoman, a superhero who's a woman, and so of course he wants her gone, and so he's trying to use all these different kind of branches as a way to remove her and anybody else who is most likely had connections to the mascara. Now when it comes to the first page for today's video, we do see a bunch of different news channels who are currently reporting what happened to a soldier. Matter of fact, this soldier had committed suicide. Now this soldier, we actually saw him in our last video, because remember, there was an operation known as Lasso Down. When it came to Lasso Down, their main goal was to bring down Wonder Woman. Now, of course, the military failed. Now, here's the thing. Most of the men, or probably all of the men, kind of agree that it made sense why they failed, because they were going up against a superhero. But the Sovereign did not like that. And so what he did was he basically invited a soldier over to his house. Now, when he did that, we kind of find out he has his own version of a lasso, which he used on that soldier to change the soldier's opinion about his loss to Wonder Woman. To say, you know what, you should feel bad. You should feel very mad about the idea that you lost to a woman. And because you did lose to her, she basically took away something from you. And so it made you feel weak. It made you feel less like a man. And so because of that, we kind of find out in the opening page of this book, he had committed suicide, but he left a note behind. And with that note is him saying, I'm killing myself because I lost to Wonder Woman. And so now it's the Sovereign saying, I'm going to use other people as a way to ruin your image when it comes to the public, to make them hate you, to make them say that it's your fault that soldiers are now committing suicide because they lost to you. But also you now have different news outlets saying that when it comes to Wonder Woman and other people from the mascara, they're trying to change America. They're trying to do something different with America, control America. And so now they are labeling Wonder Woman as a terrorist or a threat to America. Now, when it comes to the 4th issue of Tom King's run on Wonder Woman, even though you have all these different things going on, like the Sovereign and the US government trying to bring down Diana, we still kind of get her being able to still be a hero on the side. And so we currently see her going over to a couple's house. Now we're kind of wondering, okay, how does she know this couple? And we kind of find out that their son is dying, and his dying wish was to be able to spend at least one day with Wonder Woman. And so of course she came there to help out with the boy's wish. And so now this young boy is going to be able to spend time with Diana for at least one day. Now we jump over to the White House, and when we do, this was the moment where we began to learn who was really in control of the American government. Now, at first, we kind of already knew when it came to the Sovereign dropping hints left and right of how much power he truly has. But when it comes to this section, we get more evidence of how much power he truly has when it comes to controlling the American government. Because he does tell the president that his speech is not good enough. The president is trying to get ready to address America about Wonder Woman. But when it comes to the Sovereign, he says, your speech is saying her name too much. I don't like that. But on top of that, it's trying to paint a picture of her where it's not so much negative and not so much positive either. It's right in the middle. My problem is though, she is hurting America. And so we have to paint a better picture of how bad she truly is. Now, when it comes to the president, he's all like, you know what? I don't think my speech is that bad. Except that is when you have the Sovereign say, no, I was not asking for your opinion. I'm telling you, we are going to change your speech. Now, this is where we kind of get a hint of the origin of the Sovereign, because he says that the Queen Mother raised him in a way to make sure that America goes the way it should go, that he and possibly others are the kings of America, and kind of ends on that note for that section. Oh, you also have the president kiss his ring. Now, we do jump over to Amanda Waller, who is currently meeting up with another character known as Sergeant Steele. Now, when it comes to Sergeant Steele, he's part of AXE, Amazon Extraction Entity. Now, with that being said, the reason why these two characters are meeting up kind of shows how much power the Sovereign has. Because with the military not being able to bring down Diana, they're now going to make a new team of characters that she had fought over the years to hopefully bring her down. But then we have to jump over to Steve Trevor. And matter of fact, this is a good example of what's happening when it comes to the military. Because remember, one of their own, that soldier had committed suicide. And so because he did, you now have different people who are part of the military who are now beginning to say that it was Wonder Woman who had killed that man off. It was her fault. And so when it comes to Steve Trevor, he's very upset because now he hears other people speaking badly about his friend, about the woman that he truly loves. And so he is constantly getting into fights when it comes to him being in the military. Now, when it comes to Diana, even though all these different things are happening, she's still spending time with that boy. And matter of fact, we kind of find out the boy wants to go over to the mascara. Now, you do have Diana take him over to the mascara. Now, when she does that, well, of course, she runs into some Amazons who are not very happy about the idea that she brought not just a child, but a boy child over to the island. Because again, that rule that no man is allowed to be on the island. And so you have some of these Amazons believe that they'll be able to take her down and then force her to leave with the boy. But she's kind of like, y'all don't realize, when I was a young girl, I was constantly being trained. I was fighting against every single Amazon on the island. And now I'm an adult, I have learned so much. There's no way that you'll be able to take me down. And she's right. She beats them down, where she is able to spend time with this boy on the mascara. Now, when it comes to the president's speech, he does begin the process of talking about Wonder Woman, but not in the way where it's kind of like, oh, she's not that bad. Oh, she's not that good. It's kind of like a misunderstanding and we're trying to work things out. No. When it comes to his speech, it's really more of like, no, she is a threat to America. The mascara is a threat to America. anybody who's an Amazon is a threat to America. And so this is kind of like the beginning stages of, a possibility of a war between America and Themyscira coming soon. And the question is right now, if these two countries go to war against one another, which superheroes are going to be involved? Which side are they going to choose? Especially with characters like Superman, Batman, and some other characters as well out there. But that's the big question we are left to wonder as the fourth issue closes on that note. Now, the next chapter to Tom King's Wonder Woman, we do pick up with Tom King showing us that Diana is going to meet up with the Wonder Girls of DC Comics. Because over the years, we had many different people take up the mantle. First being Donna Troy, then Cassandra Sandmark, and then finally Yara Flor. And Yara Flor is really brand new into DC Comics. I want to say only like 4 years old. But they all have taken up the mantle of Wonder Girl. Now when it comes to Donna Troy, she's no longer Wonder Girl. She's just Troy, I think it is now. And when it comes to Cassandra and also Yara, they're both Wonder Girls. It gets kind of confusing. Either way, they know what's about to happen with Diana, that she is technically about to go to war against America. And so they want to be there for her. Now, when it comes to the Wonder Girls, they have to kind of go through different trials to be able to go with Diana because she wants to go alone. But if they're able to beat her in a challenge, then she has no choice but to go ahead and accept them coming with her on her future adventures. Now, between each of those trials, we do see different characters being recruited. And so we do start off with one particular character, and that would be Giganta. And of course, Giganta has been around for a very long time, but we don't stop there. We also see Cersei also being recruited as well. And so now we know that it's going to be different villains that Diana fought over the years in DC Comics. Now, getting back over to the Wonder Girls, you have Yara Flor go first. Now, when it comes to Yara Flor, she's trying to prove to Diana that because she is younger, that she should be able to actually defeat Wonder Woman. Because now she's so old that even though she has all those different years of training, experience, and fighting in different kind of ways, because she's old, she's not as fast or strong as Yara Flor. And so you have Yara go out of her way to say that I will be able to struck you with an arrow before you'll be able to struck me with an arrow. And so you have the two characters shoot arrows at each other, except when it comes to Diana, she's going to prove a point here. And that point is that even though you may be younger, my experience, my training is still far better than your experience, your training. So yes, you may be faster. Yes, you may be stronger, but you're not as skilled as I am. And so you have Diana being able to defeat Yara Flor so easily. But getting back over to the different villains that are being recruited, we do see that Dr. Psycho has been chosen for this group of characters that will be able to go after Diana. Now, when it comes to Dr. Psycho, it made sense that he would be chosen because he's a classic Wonder Woman villain. Now, the next one is Grail, and this one kind of surprised me in a way. Honestly, I see why they chose her because she's technically an Amazon as well. It's just that I feel like Grail's more of a, Justice League bad guy rather than just a Wonder Woman bad guy because she is the daughter of Darkseid, but she's also chosen as well. Now, the next one is going to be Cassie Sandmark. Of course, you all know Cassie Sandmark being the second Wonder Girl that appeared in the 1990s. Now, when it comes to Cassie, she really does have a close bond with Diana, unlike Yara does. And their bond is like really tight. Now, with that being said, though, when it comes to Cassie, she does tell Diana that thanks to Diana, she kind of learned that she'll never be a woman that could be just easily ruled over, that she'll stand on her own, that she can be her own woman. And so she feels very thankful for being able to be there with Diana, to be close with Diana. Now, when it comes to Diana, she also mentions that she's also grateful for what Cassie has given her, which is teaching her the American ways. Now, when it comes to Diana, this is where she says why she does not want to have any sidekicks involved when it comes to her next mission. Now, I kind of take this page from Batman, where Batman has sidekicks. He loves his sidekicks. Every time things get so tough, he'd rather see his sidekicks not get involved because it could possibly die. And so when it comes to Diana, it's her saying, even though you guys been there for many years, I don't want to see you die. I don't want to see your blood spilled. And so I want to keep you guys over there, protected, away from my battles. Now, once you have Diana and Cassie going with their arm wrestling challenge, Diana does win. But because, of course, Cassie lost, she has no choice but to listen to Diana's words. Because again, if you lose to Diana, you have to do what she said, which is, you are not allowed to help me when it comes to fighting against, the Sovereign. Now, we do see two more characters being recruited. The first would be Silver Swan, and this makes a lot of sense. And the reason why, because the Silver Swan was somebody who was very close to Diana, and then she turned evil. So if you're trying to bring together a team of characters who would be down to go after Wonder Woman, she's your girl. Now, the next character is Angel Man, and when it comes to Angel Man, he was actually a character we saw in Superman and Wonder Woman. Guys, remember, he is a son of Vandal Savage. He was part of the whole Superman Truth arc, where Vandal Savage and his children were trying to pull off one heck of a scheme. And he was one of the kids who were going up against not just Superman, but also Wonder Woman. So I guess because of that right there, he'd be one of the guys who gets recruited as well. Now, the last person to challenge Diana would be Donna Troy. Now, when it comes to Donna, she realized where the other Wonder Girls had failed at when it came to challenging Diana, because the other Wonder Girls challenged Diana in something in her field. Arrows are strength. When it comes to Donna, she realized, why not challenge Diana in something out of her field? Like, I don't know, video games. And that right there, bam, it worked out because Donna Troy is winning the game. Now, when it comes to Donna, she also says because she has spent time with the Titans, a younger group of people, they have a better understanding of modern time, which gives her the ability to win in this game. Except that is when Diana says no. And this is where your boy here had a somewhat problem with this, because you have Diana say, because she spent time with both Batman and Superman, and combining Batman's planning abilities and also Superman's power, that she'll be able to win in a video game easily. And so at first it was Donna winning, but then Diana wins because of what she just said, which I don't feel like that should technically work, because Diana's still learning how to play video games. Either way, she loses, and so Donna, like the other Wonder Girls, are not allowed to go with Diana on her next adventure. Except when Diana goes back home to her apartment, well, she comes to find out that all three Wonder Girls don't care if they lost to Wonder Woman. That no matter what, they are going to go with her on her next adventure to take down the Sovereign and most likely his group of villains that he put together to bring her down. And so this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.